Hey everyone, I'm Elisha, and welcome back to the Wicked Alert podcast.
And I'm Kelsea. Today, Elisha and I will be talking about the past week of the PWHL.
Yeah, sorry, not much exciting going on this week. We are trying to schedule an interview right now, so maybe next episode, but this week we're just going to catch up with the PWHL.
Hopefully, in a few weeks, when the rivalry series continue, we have more to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. Although it was still an exciting week for the PWHL. Speaking of things that we did, things that were done, the Boston Fleet visited Ottawa on last Saturday.
They did.
I was in attendance, as I usually am in Ottawa, and I was quite disappointed. I'm sure Kelsea was very happy with the outcome of that game. Boston won 2-1 or 3-2.
You guys scored? I did not watch that game. I was at my cousin's basketball game, but I caught the last 5 minutes and the OT. Oh yeah, it was 2-1. Obviously.
Okay,
yeah.
2-1. Boston won it overtime. Again. It was very upsetting for me, personally. I don't know, I'm supposed to be an unbiased journalist, but sometimes a little bit of bias does sneak in. But yeah, I was at the game. On the bright side, it was the first game that I've gotten to go in person since December 6th because of the World Juniors. The Charge were away for a while. So I am very happy that I got to go in person. And despite the loss, I still had a good time. It was also the day after my surgery. I had a dental surgery last Friday, so I was kind of going through it. And I asked questions in the post-game presser for both ones for each team. I asked one question to each. I asked Aaron Frankel a question, and I asked Carla McLeod. The funny thing is, in the videos, you can see my hair. If you watched the press conference video on YouTube, you can see the corner of my hair. But yeah, my mouth was dying a little bit, but I powered through. I did it for those questions. I was like, I need to make Kelsea proud. I was like, if I don't ask a question, Kelsey's gonna be like, "Are you even a journalist? Like, can you call yourself that?"
I would have said those exact words. Yes.
Yeah. We would have had to find. I would have been X'd off this podcast. Probably, most likely, you would have found someone else. Anyways, that game was okay. And then I haven't watched too many of the other games around the league, but I did watch Ottawa versus Toronto, the last Battle of Ontario at TD Place because of the Takeover Tour. So that was nice. Always cool having Toronto come to town. It brings a lot of fans. I saw Debbie, famous Toronto fan.
Oh.
Who likes to dress up. It was very weird seeing Haley Skamura and Savannah Harmon walk by before the game in their Scepters gear. It made me a little sad inside. But it's the business. I got to talk to CJ. CJ and I had a little chat. I didn't talk about hot dogs. That I'll save that for next time.
All right, we're gonna need a new co-host. If anyone's interested, please reach out.
I was so excited that I got to talk to CJ. I forgot about the hot dogs. Because, and also my mouth. In reality, if I had been feeling well, I would have said, CJ, want to have hot dogs on me. And we could have gone and eaten hot dogs together. And that would have been great. Record it for the podcast. I don't know. I didn't do any of that. But I did get to say hi to CJ. Did you watch the Minnesota New York game last night?
No, I was too busy laying in bed.
I feel that.
No, I did watch some of it.
Okay, I watched the end. I watched the end.
I kind of watched the beginning. Not much really happened. They just had one goal. Who was it again? I think it was Levis.
It went to overtime. I started watching during overtime, and then I watched the shootout. Alex Carpenter had a filthy, filthy shot in that shootout. Oh my gosh, that was sexy, Kelsea. Like,
Yeah, I didn't see
when
that.
I talk about a sexy shot, like that thing, like you're gonna have to go up and watch the game highlights just so you can see that goal.
I'll add that to my to-do list.
I love shootouts. I don't like when my team is playing in the shootout, but I do like. I think they're very entertaining. Like
I
I
hate them
love
in
shootout
general.
mode on NHL.
I've always hated shootouts ever since it was the COVID Olympics. The U.S. Women's National Team soccer, and there was another team, and I don't remember what team it was. I want to say it was Canada.
No, that game didn't go to shootout.
There was one game that went to shootouts, and it was like the worst experience of my life.
But
It was so bad.
Canada did in the gold medal game that year. They went to penalties, and I remember
Maybe
like
that's what I'm talking about. I
yeah,
don't want to call it a shootout; it's a penalty.
that was an emotional roller coaster. Me and my mom were sitting on the couch
Who was
watching
it?
in
Canada
Sweden.
and
Yeah,
Sweden. Maybe
we were
that's what I'm
watching
talking about.
the game, and it was like, oh, Sweden, like Canada lost it. Sweden's gonna win, and then they miss, and then we're like, and then when Julia Grosso goes up to kick the ball, I'm like, there's no way. She's like, Canada's not winning. Canada's like, I've dreamt of Canada winning the gold medal in soccer my whole life, but like, they're not gonna do it. Like, they're not gonna do it.
Surprise!
And then they
I
did it,
remember.
and me and my mom went insane.
I remember it was U.S. legend Alyssa Nair. She had stopped. I don't know if it was this. I don't. It might have been the World Cup actually, but she stopped a goal and then proceeded to score the game-winning goal in shootouts.
Damn.
And you probably don't remember that or even know about it, but it was like a few years ago, I think.
We're talking a little bit about soccer, which I'm sorry if you don't like soccer. You understand?
If you don't like soccer, I'm sorry, but you're missing out. At least a little bit. Some
yeah.
soccer I can't get behind. Like there are some games where I'm just like, nope, can't do it. But there are some good times.
I just want to quickly mention that the Ottawa Rapid signed Desiree Scott. I don't know if you know who that is.
Isn't she retired?
She announced she came back. She came out. Quick retirement.
My goodness, like Tom Brady.
She retired from the NWSL, and then I assume they offered her to play in the NSL, and she's never had the chance to play in a Canadian league. Why would you pass up on that?
Yeah, I think I have speculation that Quinn is gonna join. Not
Kelsea,
sure.
you are under a rock because Quinn.
Oh
it was announced a few hours ago that they are gonna play for the Vancouver Rise.
Oh my goodness. Oops, sorry. Well, I saw all these players that were leaving Oil Rain, which is like my NWSL team right now, and I got really sad. But I'm like, wait a minute. I know Quinn's gonna go to the
Any
NSL.
Canadian team leaving right now, Canadian players, leaving right now, they're obviously going to the NSL, which I think is so great. Like, but also at the same time, I'm like, I want Quinn on the Rapid. Like, but then we also have Desiree Scott, who like I remember watching as a kid, and like she was on the Oreo package, won Olympics, like in Canada. So, like it's a big deal. I didn't think so many of the national players would come. Obviously, I would love Vanessa Gilles to come home and play in Ottawa, but I think she's too good for the NSL right now.
She was young right now.
She's in Europe.
That's what I remember. I know she's in the NWSL, but
Paris, I believe.
I think so. Oh,
I could be very wrong.
I thought she was.
This is why we're a hockey podcast.
Yeah, I'm very disconnected from the FAWSL, like very much so. No, she's on. Oh wait, yeah, no, she is. Yeah, she's on the Paris team. Yeah, I'm glad we're not a soccer podcast because all I know though is here is the year my team, my city finally gets a team, and I'm really pumped for it. Once we change our name, there's no stopping us.
Yeah, that would have sucked if if the NWSL had like expanded to Canada and they just weren't bringing the team to Ottawa. Like that would be so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the fact that we get this league, and I know they're gonna do NSL, NWSL showdowns. Like, it's obvious.
As much as I would love it to be in one, like, league, one organization, I think it is great that they are getting their whole new, like, their whole separate league to grow the sport there as well.
Yeah, I think it's good for Canada, good for Canadian soccer.
Definitely.
Especially with Canadian legends like Christine Sinclair retiring, to have new players to look up to who maybe aren't even Canadian. Because you don't have to be Canadian to play in the NSL.
No. Oh, really? Oh, I'm an idiot.
I mean, maybe you do, but I doubt that. I think
for like a split second, I thought for sure, but then I'm like, I don't know, because
like,
you
a
don't have to be
majority of the players
American to play.
just are gonna be Canadian.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hopefully, Jesse Fleming goes.
I would, if Jesse Fleming joined the NSL, I would drop everything. Like Taylor Swift, drop everything now, meet me in the pouring rain vibes. Like, I'm meeting Jessie Fleming at her new NSL team, and I'm ditching the Ottawa Rapid.
She's on Portland right now, so I mean, it probably would be easier for her to transfer compared to the WSL.
The thing is that since Sinky is with the Sinky Christine Sinclair is with the Vancouver Rise, like, kind of makes players want to go there. Like, respectfully, who wants to go to Ottawa?
I want to go to Ottawa. I'll go to Ottawa. I'll play.
Kelsea will play. NSL star.
I'll take my gloves out of the closet.
If they have open tryouts, I expect you to be there.
Sounds good. I'll be there. I got you.
Speaking more of some hockey or skating.
That's it for soccer.
Sorry, soccer. This is a hockey podcast, so if this video gets if this podcast episode gets enough likes, we'll start a soccer podcast.
Girl.
Not actually, Kelsey and I don't have time for that. The canal opened in Ottawa. The Rideau Canal. Do you not know what that is?
It's not ringing a bell.
Kelsey, do you? Oh my gosh.
Hold on. What is it?
Hold on. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. Don't Google it.
As I'm Googling it.
You don't know about the Rideau Canal. Here, I'm sharing my screen. This is outrageous.
I can barely hold on. I gotta zoom in.
The world's largest skating rink?
Oh, I was thinking about something else.
Oops. In Ottawa?
I was thinking I don't know. I was thinking of the Laredo channel.
What?
I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Well,
I know it's between like it's like a part of a province. But no, I don't. I know that. Does that count?
Yeah, this
Sorry,
counts.
I missed the class where they told me about the world's largest skating. I don't know.
The world's largest skating rink.
Yeah, I must have slept through history class that day when we talked about the world's largest skating rink. My apologies.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna get some Ottawa hate in the comments because it's a big thing in Ottawa. We have a canal in the city. If you didn't know, if you're listening, you've never been to Ottawa, there's a canal in the city. And in the summer, boats go down, and you can go all the way from Kingston in Lake Ontario. Well, you could go from the US and anywhere on Lake Ontario, basically. And you can go all the way up through the Rideau Lakes to the Ottawa River. Here's a map. Like, go all the way up. And then in Ottawa, it turns into like a canal. And there's locks that get you from down to the Ottawa River. And in the wintertime, 7.4 kilometers, little history lesson, 7.4 kilometers, sorry if you don't know what a kilometer is, gets turned into a skating rink. So you can go all the way from my university, Carleton University, and go all the way down to Ottawa U, which is downtown. And it brings in a lot of tourists. You can go get beaver tails. They have, like, right on the ledge of the canal, not real beavers, the pastry. And yeah, the Rideau Canal, everyone. History lesson with Elisha. Now you know. I guess because it's such a big thing here, I think everyone knows what it is.
Yeah, fair.
But like, if you don't know anything about Ottawa, I don't know why you would know about it. If you're from Canada, you likely know about it, but yeah. I doubt they talk about it in American schools.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it. I can't remember how many times Canada was mentioned when I was in school. I could probably count on one hand how many times it was mentioned
Actually,
when I was
that
in
kind of
school.
makes me sad because America is mentioned a lot in like Canadian school.
Yeah, not very much mentioned over here. From what I remember, it's a very good chance that I probably forgot most of what I've learned. I don't think I've taken a history class in a while.
I'm a history nerd.
Probably sophomore year.
My favorite part when they teach us about Canadian history is when Canadians burned the White House down
Yeah,
in the War of 1812.
that wasn't spoken about here.
Yeah, it's
At
probably a
least in
dark
my
moment.
courses. Probably.
Anyways, now you do know what the Rideau Canal is. Kelsey, do you want to go skating on it?
I can't skate, but I'd love to just
You can sit on a chair. A lot of
frolic.
people do that. They have like sleds that people go and they sit on.
I'll do that. I'll go. I'll do that.
I was driving past it earlier after school and like I don't know, something about it warmed my heart.
Is it
It
frozen
hasn't
right
been
now? Oh,
yeah, it's super cold in Ottawa right now. It hasn't been able to be open for very long the past couple years. I don't think it opened at all last year. No, it did open, but for a week. And the year before, it didn't open at all because of how warm it was, or
mm.
like how the temperatures fluctuated. It needs to be cold for a while. So it's been the whole thing is open for the first time since I was in first year university. So getting to drive by it and see everyone
Wow.
is very just seeing everyone on their little skates. I would love if they played an NHL game on this, but I don't think it's wide enough.
Make
Because
it
it would
work.
be so cool.
Maybe a Pee-wee game.
Yeah, you're not allowed to like have pucks and sticks, obviously.
Yeah.
A hazard. But yeah,
I need
when
to figure out
Kelsey
if New Hampshire
finally gets
has
her
any.
passport,
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
when
I need to find
Kelsey
out
finally,
if New Hampshire has any outdoor rinks. Doubt it. Maybe any of like the White Mountains, but
it surprises me because they're like everywhere here. Kelsey, Canada is calling you.
I think it is.
She's gonna move here when she becomes the Ottawa Rapids backup goalkeeper. Backup goalkeeper. Reserve goalkeeper. Emergency
Back up.
goalkeeper. Like the
E-bug.
e-bug. Kelsey's gonna be the e-bug. Which I don't think they
I'll make you
even like
proud.
have e-bugs for soccer because like you would just get one of your players to go in it. I think.
Yeah, like Gotham in the NWSL final a few seasons ago. Back to soccer, but
Moving on, we have a question from Haley.
shout out Haley.
Shout out to Haley. She wants to know our predictions for the final standings of the PWHL. Kelsey, I'll let you go first.
Okay. It's gonna be pretty similar to what they currently are right now. Currently, Minnesota's in first, Montreal is in second, New York, Ottawa, Boston, Toronto. I can at the end of the season, it's kind of hard to tell because I feel like we're almost halfway through, but there's still like
We're a
there's
third of the
still
way through.
teams. Anyways, already, goodness. I feel like some of these teams like they're not playing how they played last season. I feel like that's a big factor too. Like Toronto, what's going on with them? Boston a little bit too. I mean, this is a very similar start to what they had last season. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Montreal, Minnesota, New York, Boston, Ottawa, Toronto. I
Ooh,
think Boston's gonna
brutal.
wake up real soon. I think so.
Okay. Are you ready for mine? Let's get
Go for
going.
it.
My first place team, I'm putting them at first place, but if Laura Stacy does not come back from injury soon, this is gonna change real quick, I think. So keep that in mind. But number one, I hinted at it, the Montreal Victoire. 2, I'm gonna go the New York Sirens.
Ooh.
3, I'm gonna go the Ottawa Charge. And 4, I'm gonna go the Minnesota Frost. And then missing the playoffs, I have Toronto at number 5 and Boston at number 6.
Ain't no way. That's probably the hottest take right now.
I think Minnesota is gonna have a flop. Something's gonna happen and they're gonna flop down to 4.
4th?
Yeah.
Oh, that
I
is a
think
steaming hot take.
I think Toronto's gonna they're gonna start chugging a little more, but then it's gonna run out again, and I think it's gonna be up and down, and they're just not gonna be able to get over that hump. I think Boston is just not a good team.
I want you to know that right now in my head, I'm imagining myself jumping through this computer and tackling you. I just want you to know that.
It's nothing personal. It's nothing.
I don't think it has nothing to do with the Boston ranking, but it's just like that is I don't know. To me, that's such a hot take.
It is a hot take. People, you can disagree with me. I don't care. But I don't think Boston is a good team. End of story. I think something is wrong with the team.
Oh, no, no doubt.
I don't know if it was who they drafted, if it's coaching.
Who we drafted, as if Hannah Bilka isn't one of our best players right now. Sydney Barr is one of our strongest defenders.
Something's not clicking with them, though.
Yeah.
New York, I think, good team. Good team. So I have a hard time doubting they'll miss the playoffs, and I think they're better than Ottawa and Minnesota. So that's why I have them at 2. Montreal has arguably been the best team. They've played the least amount of games. Like, they have 2 less games than Minnesota, but they're only 3 points behind them. Ottawa right now, I mean, they got a couple overtime losses, which... What is with Ottawa in overtime? They can't catch a break. They still don't have a win in overtime. Just like last year, they also couldn't get a win in overtime. I don't know what it is with overtime, but it's Ottawa's enemy. So unless they get that sorted out, I don't see them getting higher than 3rd. And yeah, Minnesota, as much as I'm not a big fan of Minnesota as a team, unfortunately, they are good sometimes. But I think Ottawa hasn't even played Minnesota yet, so it's hard to say still right now, but those are my rankings.
While your rankings are the last thing I agree with, I think we can all agree that we don't want Minnesota making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing we can agree on in this situation.
But then no one also wants Minnesota getting Primarana. Did I say that right?
True. All right. Put Minnesota in 4th and sweep out of the first round. Do a reverse sweep.
Hey, what did I say? I put Boston in last. That means that they'd get.
All right. You're good for now.
That was like Ottawa, New York's one consolation prize about missing out on the first playoffs was Sarah Fillier and Danielle Serdachny.
A good consolation prize, if I do so.
If I knew Ottawa was going to miss the playoffs last year, I would have said, hey, just tank, please, just tank.
It's almost as if I kept reminding you that they weren't going to make the playoffs.
I don't remember that, but I had hopes. I had my heart broken.
I think it's just
my last breakup.
I'm still thinking about how you said Boston's draft picks. I'm still thinking about that comment.
I don't think they did the worst in the draft. I think Toronto did the worst.
I don't know. I think we had a good first round. Our rest of the draft, they're still rookies. They're still waking up, but I think what we got in the first round is what we expected. I'll leave it at that.
I think playoff. What am I saying? I think how you play in the playoffs should determine the draft order, because tell me how Montreal, like, and Toronto got eliminated in the first round, but then they got picks 5 and 6.
Yeah, didn't Minnesota get pick 4
Yeah,
after winning the stand? Not that. Oh my god! Don't cancel me. After winning the Walter Cup.
I need to actually Google this because I don't want to get heat. We could be wrong. I could be wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure Minnesota did get a high pick.
No, Minnesota was third. Third overall.
That's right. Boston was 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse.
Like, how is a Walter Cup winning team getting the third overall pick? That doesn't seem right to me.
Oh, that is awful. I think it 100% should, based off how you perform in the playoffs.
Because look, Toronto could have Claire Thompson or Hannah Bilka.
Don't say that.
Or Kayla Barnes.
Don't say that.
But they got Julia Gosling, who's still a good player, but like could have had better.
You know what? As for myself, I'm happy with how the draft ended because Hannah Bilka, man. There's not enough good things I could say about her. Not enough.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Toronto fans on that one because if Ottawa had finished first and then anything can happen, injuries, players get sick, and then you get knocked out of the playoffs in the first round, maybe you even get swept, and then you have to pick last.
That's
especially
insane.
with the addition of expansion teams. Like, that's going to make it worse. Hopefully they get that sorted out because if say Montreal gets first, they lose in the first round, then you had 2 expansion picks and they probably get picks 3 and 4 around that.
Yeah.
Then you're picking at 7 and 8.
Kind of crazy. That was a good question, though.
You could win the Walter Cup and then pick third? No. Someone
really
needs to fix
whack.
that.
Always room for improvement, though.
Yeah.
I'm feeling hopeful.
The PWHL, if you're listening, call me because you need to fix that.
And call me because I just want to talk.
Kelsea has some
Thank you
issues.
for the question, Haley. No, I just want to talk. Hi, besties.
Yeah, we love you. But also fix your
question,
reffing
Haley.
because
yeah,
wholly inconsistency.
You guys send us more questions and things to discuss.
Yeah, shout out to Haley. Send us more questions. Did you see that New York overtime goal?
I remember I was asking you about that before we started recording, and you seem to not remember it.
Oh, it must have gone in one ear out the other. Because I don't even remember hearing that.
Really crazy goal. New York should have not gotten that.
How is that not reviewable? That makes no sense.
It was
also. How do the refs not see that either? What are the linesmen doing?
Yeah,
people
continues to be. I feel like they should just have in situations like this, they need to just take the word from what they see on the TV as well. Throw the iPad out. Look at the obvious.
Yeah, for real.
She was already halfway towards the goal, and the puck was just crossing the line. Oh my goodness. I'd be so mad if that was either of my teams. I wasn't happy with it regardless. But I think, I would have, oh my goodness. It would have been a Vancouver 2011. If it was Boston or Ottawa.
Oh, no, that was in 2011.
What?
Sorry, my brain was farting for a minute. When I think Vancouver, I think of 2010 Olympics. I forget about the...
Yeah, no. Trying to make me look like I don't know my history. Crazy. All right.
That was crazy.
That was. I wasn't watching hockey at the time, but I remember, I think there was a documentary that I watched on it, or maybe a YouTube video, and it was kind of crazy to hear about. because like even in school, like it was talked about in one of my classes, but it wasn't referred to as like something like hockey related. It was just referred to as the Vancouver 2011 riot, and it didn't really go into much detail. It was just like, oh, like Vancouver
Fans got mad.
fans got heated over a hockey match, and I'm like, you mean the Stanley Cup Finals? It was kind of crazy. I was like really happy during that class. I remember that. That's like a top memory of school, or like learning about that, but like kind of like connecting it to like years later. Like, oh my god, that was the Vancouver Canuck riot. Kind of crazy.
Honestly, like, I'm not endorsing rioting, but I respect and understand why you would want to do that
Hmm.
and how it could happen. I
Really
thought that was
crazy.
gonna happen when Canada lost at the World Juniors. I have
This
never seen
past this one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I have
Oh
never seen
really?
so many people collectively mad.
Oh well, just play better.
I rioted in the car.
Keep it in the
It
car.
was an internal riot. Before we continue, here's a word from ESPN.
Missing out on your favorite NHL games of the week? Sign up for a subscription to ESPN Plus, your number one spot to watch NHL hockey by visiting InsideTheRink.com/ESPN. All right, so something new we're going to start doing from starting this episode and for future episodes is we have right now we have 3 little segments that we're going to do. If you guys have any ideas that you want us to add to this, feel free. We're going to kind of rotate between them, but thought it would just be more fun to and more things to debate. So we're going to talk about our 3 stars of the week, which would be the week of this episode posting, and then we're going to do like a little fantasy draft where we're both going to pick a player, and depending on how they perform, we'll get points based off of that. And then we're also going to do a starting 5, which will be just a random topic. Feel free to give us ideas as well of just our top 5 in that topic, like ice cream, weather, I don't know, random stuff. So first, we're going to start with our 3 stars of the week. Do you want to start that off?
Yeah. Kelsea and I actually didn't have too of a hard time agreeing with this, especially considering I think but the fact that we both didn't pick like a Boston or an Ottawa player, it was easier for us to agree.
Well, because Boston didn't play, but
Yeah. Forward, we got Sarah Fillier from the New York Sirens. Pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I feel like I don't even need to explain why we picked Sarah Fillier. I could just say her name and people will go, "Yep, Sarah Fillier."
keep it going.
Oh, keep it going. Keep it going.
Oh,
Okay.
you're going to do this segment.
Okay. Okay. Defense. 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 We got Kayla Barnes from the Montreal Victoire. She has played pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good defender. I'd
Pretty
say
good.
best rookie defender, in my opinion, so far this season. She got a point out in Colorado, out in the Rocky Mountains.
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know why I switched up my voice, but yeah, Kayla Barnes for D.
You can only
And then
talk like that for us the episode.
and last for goalie, Corrine Schroeder. She she's she's making me question if I can say Mashmeyer is the best goalie in the league, and I am extremely biased when it comes to that. So this means a lot coming from me that I didn't pick Mashmeyer.
You almost did.
I
She had
almost
it
did.
down.
Yeah, I had it down, but Corrine Schroeder has one point better save percentage than Mashmeyer.
0.1.
And she has a better
Oh.
goals against average, and she helped the Sirens beat the Frost last night. So, as much as it hurt me, and I'm sorry, Mashmeyer, if you're listening to this, I had to go with Corrine Schroeder this week. But
Cancel her.
honorable mention for Mashmeyer because she has been outstanding.
Yeah, honorable mention for sure. All right. Next, we have our little fantasy draft. How this is going to work is from, I would say, Monday to Sunday of the week that we're posting. So this what you're hearing now will be for next week, and goals will be worth 3 points. Assists are going to be worth 2 points. Shots on goal and blocks are going to be worth half a point each, and then plus minus is 1 point each as well. Don't think we're going to do goalies at this moment. I think we're just going to pick like skaters. So for me this week, I have Michaela Kava from Minnesota.
And I picked the newest forward member of the Ottawa Charge. We got Victoria Bach, one of my new favorite players on Ottawa.
I can
She's
tell.
super nice to talk to. So,
We'll
Victoria,
we'll update this in our next video and see who
who
wins.
won?
The winning prize is nothing. Just a moment of gloat.
I'm really disappointed. I thought she was gonna say that there was a prize for a second.
Maybe we can think of like a loser. Like loser has to do this or this.
Can I have this
Maybe we
stick
can
on
do
your
that.
wall?
Absolutely not. Stay in your line. Stay in your lane. No, maybe we can brainstorm like a loser has to do this type thing. Maybe that'll be more fun. Like a little, not like a dare, but you know what I mean? We'll think about it.
Loser has to wear the other team's merch.
Ugh. That'd be awful. But you know what? That could be it. Yeah, loser has to get merch from the other team of. We'll do Boston Ottawa. We'll get
Yeah.
merch from the other team, and they have to wear it.
On the
Should we wear
podcast.
it at a game?
I can't.
Oh, that's
You
right.
can. You can.
No,
You go
no,
for it, girly, but
no. So we can do like this. Like we do this until the end of the season, and then like not into playoffs. We can do this until the end of the regular season, and then count up the points we made each week. Like if let's say you win next week, that'll be 1 point for you. I win the week after, 1 point, and we'll just do it like that, and then figure it out. But yeah, so loser of this has to get merch from the other team. Oh boy.
okay. Our last segment of the day, starting five. Today's is the our top five fictional sports teams.
You want me to
I'll
go
see you go
first with
first.
mine?
Yeah.
All right. So do you want to just do like 1 and 1 or just go from one
Yeah,
to
we'll do
five
one and
and then
one.
take turn? All right. So for my first fictional sport team, I put the Mighty Ducks. I don't think this needs any explanation. It was pretty clear. Had to keep it hockey, but also a really iconic team. I feel like if I had to choose like one movie roster, like 1, 2, or 3, I'd probably pick 2 for like skill, but 1 for vibes. I don't know. I really liked Carp and Peter in the first movie,
Hmm.
but the second one, really really killer.
Okay. My number
You ready for
one.
this?
So rude. My number one is AFC Richmond from Ted Lasso. I love that show. I don't know if you've watched it, Kelsey, but it's so funny. Um, and like, I don't know if I was gonna like it at first, but yeah, I wish it was a real soccer team. Like, I wish it was real. um, yeah, just great show. Love that.
Yeah, I've never
That's my
seen
number
that.
one.
All right, so this second one has a little asterisk on it because technically it's based off a real team, like a former team, but in the movie it was like different players and everything as far as I know. I put the Rockford Peaches from A League of Their Own.
Okay.
This is one of my probably like my favorite movie of all time. It's you got such a good roster. There's not really if you haven't seen that movie, please go watch it. And the show, I guess, because I guess there's a
Yeah, the
show, but
show's super good. It's really
I don't know
gay.
if the team I don't know I love that. I don't know if the team in the show can also be my top fictional team, but the team in the movie is really good.
The
Really
team in
great
the show
coach.
can for sure.
Really? Okay. Really great coach. Really great coach, really great catcher all around. It is a very good movie. I can't say enough about it. So please go watch it if you haven't.
My number two is Mighty Ducks. It was my number one, but then AFC Richmond beat it off a little bit. Mighty Ducks, classic hockey movie. Why are there no hockey movies set in Canada? Like, be so for real. Someone get on this. Anyways, sorry, that was a
There
little
is
off topic.
actually excuse me. There is a movie, like a hockey movie based in Canada. Hold on. I can't think of the name. It was on my list though.
I have no idea.
Oh, I had it on my list, and I can't remember now.
Well, if there is, it's clearly not very good.
Okay. Hold on. I'm thinking. I know I'm gonna remember it as as this is done recording.
Thank you.
I don't think so. Though I don't think I'm gonna get it right
It
now.
clearly wasn't very memorable.
Probably not.
But Mighty
Yeah,
Ducks,
we're gonna leave that
yeah.
in there.
I gotta go. Okay, here's the thing. I agree with you. I like number 1 for the vibes, but number 2, I like the girl goalie that they bring in. I definitely had a
Julie
crush
the
on her.
Cat Gaffney.
I definitely had a crush on her as a kid.
That was my gay awakening. That movie.
Maybe I had a
No,
lot
it
of
was
gay awakenings.
it was
I
A
don't
League of
know.
Their
I
Own. That
can't.
was mine.
Okay, yeah. For me, it could have been that. Who knows? But yeah, I like the second movie purposely for that.
Just her.
Just her.
We hate Team Iceland.
Okay,
Was it
what's your
Iceland?
number 3?
Oh yeah. My number 3. I don't know if this is really a team because it wasn't in the movie. They weren't really like a team. It was more like a group. But I put the kids from Sandlot. I don't know if it'll count, but I don't know. Just really, really funny roster. Really good. Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Rookie of the Year, and all those awards. I mean, technically, he did play on the Yankees at the end of Dodgers at the end of the movies. I don't know if I consider their group a team though, but for this purpose, I will. I don't know. Can't go wrong with the Sandlot kids.
For me at number 3, I have Foghorns from Inside Out. I didn't go with the Inside Out 2 one, mainly because I feel like, the girls in the Inside Out 2 movie, spoiler alert, they weren't the vibe. I love a good foghorn.
I love how the Foghorns, they didn't have a big enough presence in the first movie, but I love what you're taking from it.
It's the principle of it, gotta stick with the classic.
Yeah, like a good old Foghorn.
Exactly.
Was that her original team, or was that the team that she started playing with at the end?
I have no idea.
Okay. And they're your number 3? You don't even know?
All I know is I remember it.
We love a good Foghorn. Elisha, 2025. All right,
Yeah,
what number are we on? All right, my number 4. I hope some of you get this, but the Illyria Armadillos from She's the Man. I really hope they're...
answer.
Yes, so I watched that movie over the weekend, so that might have some influence on my answer here. But such a good team. Such great chemistry on the team as well. I love it. There's not much things to say. I don't know. I don't really have a reason for my answer. I think it's just purely iconic, which is why I put it down. But
Fair.
also, I love Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum as soccer players, so gotta give them that.
For my number 4, I got the Wonder Dogs from Bob's Burgers. Which I like personally just because I like Bob's Burgers, but it also I just thought was funny because they at one point I remember there's a guy who plays named Torpedo Jones or something. And they're going out catching balls and behind the wharf. Anyways, it's just funny. If you like Bob's Burgers, you know what's up.
What?
Huh?
Is it a baseball team?
A wharf?
No, what sport are they playing?
Oh, baseball.
What did you think I was saying?
I had no idea. I got a little wrapped up, excited talking about.
You got really passionate about Bob's Burgers for a second there. You just kind of forgot how to function as a human.
Yeah, for real.
All right, my number 5. I feel like I can't say this now after your explanation for yours, but I put the Firehawks from Inside Out too. I don't know. I love the win mentality that they got going on. And from what I saw,
it was giving toxic Mean Girls though.
No, that was Riley. She was that movie. Oh, that movie is so funny though.
She's just still upset that she's not a foghorn anymore. You know.
You and your foghorns. No, but I don't know. It's a good team. They got a good win mentality, And from what I saw, the players seemed to be really welcoming to the new team. I think it was just Riley. She was creating
Okay, that's
that
fair. That's fair.
that feel. I love a good foghorn though, but I gotta go. Foghorns honorable mention on my list.
My last one, I feel like, is the most out of pocket on my list. I have the Dimsdale Ball Hogs from Fairly Odd Parents. If you're over the age of like 25, you probably don't know what I'm talking about.
I love I know what you're talking about.
If you didn't know, Fairly Odd Parents is a kid show that aired on TV back in the day. And in one of the episodes, there was a basketball team.
It was basketball.
There also was baseball. I remember that.
Also ball hogs?
No, they were like, I don't remember what they called, but there was like Batty McBadbat or something.
What? There is another I have another honorable mention. It's have you seen the show Chowder? It's on Cartoon
No.
Network. No. It was an episode where they played a sniffle ball, which is basically just a complicated game of baseball that they use with a ball of snot. I think so. Or maybe that was just a character. I just thought about it like 2 seconds ago, but I think that's gonna be another honorable mention. I don't know. It was
Oh,
just it
here
was
it
like a
is.
form of baseball.
I found it. It's Bucky McBadbat. He was Chester's father, who was constantly shunned by society for having been the worst baseball player in history.
Oh my goodness.
Brutal.
That's so funny. Yeah, it's in this episode it's Sniffle Ball, the counterpart of baseball. That's another honorable mention. I also Average Joe's was also going to make my list, but I took them out last second from Dodgeball because I wanted to keep this somewhat like family friendly in a
I
way.
don't know what that is.
Oh, you haven't seen that? Well, I don't want to talk about it, but to talk about the movie, it's an alright movie. But I almost had it was a dodgeball, but it was a bunch
Oh.
of guys, like a bunch of grown ups from like a gym that weren't really using the gym for the gym purposes because they were very
Um,
unathletic. Yeah, it's a funny movie, but I took them out last second because I looked at your list and you had a lot of cartoons, so I wanted to add some more cartoons to mine.
Cartoons are where it's at. Although I'm not a big fan of adult cartoons. I only watch Bob's Burgers.
I don't even watch that. I gotta get back on my show watching. I've only been watching How I Met Your Mother for like the past 10 months, maybe. I love a good sitcom. There's not many good ones around anymore, so I have to when I find one, I usually stick with it.
That wraps up this episode of the Wicked Alert podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay up to date with the latest news and episodes. Also, check out our merch. You can find that in the link in our description, or you can check it out on social media. And hey, if you loved what you heard, be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast. Really helps a girl out. As always, I'm Elisha.
And I'm Kelsea. I'm gonna catch you next time. Stay wicked, hockey fans.